about sleep. Do you think sleep is underrated?
It is.
Interesting. Welcome to the Productivity Mindset Show. It's another amazing episode where we get to discuss personal productivity on an intersection of good thinking, due diligence, and note-taking. And today I have an amazing guest with me. I have Victoria Olajide. Clap for her. Yeah. So Victoria is one amazing writer and editor. I enjoy conversations with her. I get to read her work, and I've had an awesome conversation with her about culture, faith, nationalism, exactly, and then travels. She's one amazing person that is passionate about Africa, and to top it up, she has an amazing tribe. She has an amazing community of writers. So once again, make welcome Victoria Olajide.
It's nice to meet you. Hi, AJIBOLA.
And yes, I'm your host, AJIBOLA. So let's get straight to the point. And the first question I'll ask is consistency a myth?
Okay,
Yes.
I believe that consistency is not a myth. I believe that it is one of the first priority you need to define as a creative or someone that wants to achieve certain goals in life. Although consistency is not the only ingredient to make it or to grow, but being consistent on the important things and placing focus on what is priority would build your consistency, like make it much more productive, make it count in another sense. So I believe that people are always told to be consistent but not reminded to be consistent on the important things. Sometimes that you just dwindle all about and believe that you're trying to be consistent with your growth, but in actual sense you're not growing, you're just moving in circles. So I believe that it becomes a myth when you are not really focused on what you're supposed to be consistent about and walking in circles and just making progress in points that you might not even need to dwindle into.
Okay. You just made a very vital point. Does that have anything to do with multitasking?
Okay, no, multitasking is good. I don't want to say it's good. It works for me sometimes, but it doesn't work for everyone. But I don't mean multitasking. I mean the fact that you can be growing in a certain area that is not particular to your SS, like it's not particular to what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you are supposed to be writing and you go and take maybe electrical engineering and you feel that okay, it doesn't like catch.
Match.
Yeah, so if you want to grow as a writer, make sure that you're diligent and consistent with your growth as a writer. If you want to grow as an engineer, make sure you're consistent with that space, with that process, such that you can develop it and your consistency won't be a myth. It will actually count.
Oh, okay. Now, you made mention of the fact that consistency is not the only ingredient required. Mm-hmm. What else is required apart from consistency?
Okay. I believe that you have to have focus. Yes, and I believe that focus is it's in a way linked to having a passion for whatever you're doing. You need to have something behind the money behind what you're doing. You need to have a drive behind what you're doing that is much more than money or fame or influence. You need something that you can always use to tell a story behind your growth. What makes you stand up to keep working? So I believe that focus is important, and then a drive or passion is important. Then your consistency can actually count because you're going to keep moving in that line and it would work out. But when you're just consistent, after a while it dwindles out and you might not get the energy or the drive that people would always give you whenever you start off or whenever you show up. So it's important that that drive or that passion is inside whatever you're doing so that you can move. So I believe consistency might not help you pass the roadblock that comes when it's not working out. Like there's a point where it stops working out actually. So when you reach that roadblock, it's passion that drives you beyond that roadblock.
Oh, okay. Now, I'll just want you to expound on the roadblock. How do you stumble into a roadblock, or how do you know that you have encountered a roadblock?
Okay, so when you start off, most of the time things might fall in place for you. Yeah, it might just go fine. Sometimes it goes fine, but a roadblock comes when everything is not in your favor. Every single force on earth and everywhere is not in your favor. You just believe that you can't do it. Doubt comes, focus probably lost. You don't have the support system that you probably had before. You might be underfunded or even be in debt. So I believe that those are roadblocks that can make you retreat and say, okay, maybe this is not my path. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I can just go through the easy path or something. But when you have like a drive beyond the usual, you have just passion, you see beyond what people can see, you have a story behind what chore or whatever responsibility you are taking. I always want to, know more about where I'm from or what I'm supposed to be doing because of where I'm from. So I believe that, in all sincerity.
Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
Africa. So yeah, it's important that, I believe it's important for us to know our stories and tell our stories better, tell our stories with much more flesh. Yeah, because there's so much going on the surface level that people can always share, but then there's much more depth to being African or being Nigerian or being from a particular state in Nigeria. So I believe that you need to source out that knowledge. And that is my job, making people feel much more comfortable sourcing out knowledge. Writers, creators, creatives, make them feel safe and feel much more open about their stories. So yeah, I think that is my drive. Whenever it gets very crazy, I just say, okay, I think I really want to get people be much more confident about our stories. And when I see something that is just so wrong about my identity, I would want to correct that.
Oh, okay, and what do you do when you get tired?
Okay, so I feel I rest. I've been able to learn through the past few months that rest is important. Usually when I get tired, I just probably ignore the tiredness or just rest for a while and just keep working. But I believe that ever since I've been taking time to sleep and rest, it's make me much more productive. It made me much more productive, and I feel that with a short period of time that I'm awake, I can do much more than when I'm walking drowsily or lethargy, when there's so much lethargy around me. So yeah.
Okay, now that you talk about sleep, do you think sleep is underrated?
It is.
Interesting. So how many hours of sleep would you recommend?
I can't recommend hours of sleep because I don't think I am following the actual recommended hours of sleep. But I believe that you should give the body rest when it deserves it, when it's asking for rest.
That is very...
Please give your body rest because you can't cheat nature. You just have to rest so you can be much more productive. Now, I believe that you need to work hard, 80 hours, 100 hours per week, all this stuff. I do that sometimes. But whenever I feel the need to rest, I take as long, much more time to rest. Like I might just wind off and ignore most of the work I'm supposed to do. So please rest, and sleep is underrated.
Okay, okay, back. We're talking about consistency, and when we talk about consistency, one thing that comes, that would always come up is your habits, because if you are being consistent with a practice, that means it is an habit. So what habits have you been consistent with? What habits have you been stacking up? What habits have you been intentional about reading out? Okay, so I make sure that I write every single day, no matter how tired I am. Even if it's 11:50, that I get enough strength to write something. It's really hard sometimes because you have a day packed up with so much work. I also work as a content developer for different organizations, so it's sometimes overwhelming. But you must always do certain things so you can at least register it in your mind that you've done it, and it creates a sense of productivity to you. Then I make sure I do something that is creative every day, like something unusual. Maybe record a spoken word piece and make a lot of, maybe I didn't do it perfectly, I just want to be creative, or just spur of the moment stuff.
or make a video, a very funny video of myself, yeah, speaking, or make sure I don't read every single day. I try to do it, but sometimes it's overwhelming, so I make sure at least finish a book in a week. Yeah.
Wow.
A book, yeah.
How many books have you read this year?
Don't let me count it. But I keep track of it on my Instagram, actually.
Your favorite book?
Not my favorite books, books that I started reading. Well, I started like a quarantine reading series. So I started reading, I think I've read through the period of keeping track.
Which of the books is your favorite?
No, I love books that have a depth of African spirituality in them.
Interesting.
Yeah, African
Let's
literature.
get back to habits.
So yeah, I try to read every day, and I make sure that I pray every day too, faith-ish. And I also try to listen to people because I'm a storyteller. So these are habits that I feel like are important to me. I like listening to people. Like I just try to create a conversation around something that is deep to you, so I can just learn from whatever story you have to pass across. And I try to do as much research as possible about my space, because people develop different things every day. So I think I'm just highlighting them based on what I do. Yeah, and then you can just give it like a meaning or a word, or maybe do more research or put it as highlights or something. But make sure that you're learning much more about what you're supposed to do every single day. Like you're reading more about fashion, or reading more about photography, or at least know one new lens that is in vogue or something. Develop the habit of learning much more about your space every single day.
Okay. In as much as we encourage consistency, is there something you think is off about consistency?
Yeah, I feel like if you are consistent in the wrong habits, you might feel woefully. Okay, if you are eating junk consistently, you feel woefully. Yeah, but I believe that.
What is like, junk?
Junk food, like junk food.
Okay.
And even junk information, actually.
Exactly.
There's some information that are not like right.
Necessary.
Yeah, or necessary for your space, and you just keep diluting whatever you have in your mind. And yeah, if you are consistently not letting your wisdom out, I believe that even if you don't believe you are good enough, there's a height of wisdom inside of you. So I don't really like it when you have to go through like a whole season of approval before you get your content out. Believe in whatever your content has to pass across, and always have like the confidence as much as possible to let it out. So consistently believe in yourself. Yeah, that is fine. But the bad part of consistency is when you are consistent on the wrong type of things. That might bring the wrong product.
Okay, I think a take-home lesson for everybody is the fact that you need to consistently believe in yourself. Consistently believe in you. Very important. Okay, you're building you have a community of writers, and you're building a tribe, as you call it. So what inspired that? Okay. And what exactly do you do? Okay. How does it work? Okay. Tell us about your tribe.
Okay. So started the tribe basically because I needed to know those people that were like family. Like I needed a writing family. People that I could always send all my garbage. And would yeah, like things I wasn't sure to send like
do you
out.
Feel that your first draft, anytime you write your first draft, how do you feel?
You know, you feel confident, like you've written something wonderful, but please don't send it out yet. Like review it, please. Editing, please don't send it out. Review it. So I feel like the family, the tribe was supposed to be a group of people that understood what writing was about, were passionate about writing, and also were interested in writing. That I could always share my insecurities to. Okay, I don't think this thing is good enough. Do you feel it's good enough? Oh, Victoria, you should have put a comma here or a full stop here. Something that I might have taken my eyes off because I was too excited to like just write something after all day. So yeah, I believe that the tribe is still a community, like a safe space for creatives to explore themselves and be not good enough, but still share their products, still share their outcome of their work. And then the tribe now is a community of creatives, like not just writers, artists, spoken word artists, believing in themselves, developing themselves, and also creating spaces for other people to feel much more comfortable with sharing their content. So it's not just me that is sending work now, it's everybody that is sending work, and then everybody's trying to encourage the other person, meaningful criticism to your work, not
something constructive.
Yeah, or something that might lead to hurt. So it's just meaningful criticism, and then they will help you improve your art as much as possible. So I believe the tribe is still going to become something much more explorative, but that is the core center of our existence. That is why we exist.
Okay, in building a community, did consistency
definitely you have to consistently tell people that they can send their work there and it's a safe space. You have to consistently review their work and even send your own piece there. It's important to make people feel every time that this is for you and not just for Victoria. You get? So till now I'm very consistent with the tribe. Every day we send content out. Every day we give a word of affirmation. Every other day we have, meaningful conversations on the page, things that are trendy, things that are going on in the country or in Africa. And then we have reasons to just explore literature in itself. So consistency is the core center of the tribe too, as long as the core center of me that founded it, of my life that founded it. So yeah.
Okay. One critical question. Is there any correlation, is there any relationship between consistency and productivity?
Yeah, I feel like they are interlinked in a way, yet you have to be, like I said, doing the right things consistently to huge productivity. Now, you might feel as though you're not being productive because sometimes baby steps, just move. But consistency is actually very, very important to build a productive life. You have to keep moving, keep trying, and then eventually you might see much more value in what you're providing. You might see people enjoy your work better. So yeah, I feel like they're linked in a way.
Okay. And how has that worked for you?
Okay. Like reading every day, or reading every week, sorry. Okay, let me use writing. Writing every day has been able to make me, write books within a short period of time. I've been able to be much more productive with my time and be much more intentional about the content that I put out. Because when I write every single day, I take a part. Like if I'm supposed to write 100 pages, I can write a page every day. For 100 days, and then it makes much more sense than sitting through a period of time and saying, I must write this. It makes me much more productive with my day, and I feel that when you feel productive, you feel like you've achieved something.
Yes.
You come with a sense of, I'm successful. So yeah, consistency builds your productivity in a sense too.
Oh, okay. I think one of the things Victoria is trying to say is if you have a goal, if you have something you really want to achieve, you have something in mind to do, it's quite important that you break it down into tiny bits of tasks that you could handle per time. Imagine, okay, you want to write an 100-page book. Why not do a page a day? You could, the number of words you could actually write sitting down to do that in 2 hours. Just lock down 2 hours a day. Then you have successfully blocked 2 hours, and as a result of that, you'll be able to manage what you do and do that under less pressure. Thank you so much for sharing, Victoria.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's such an amazing time here. I really want to believe that you learned one or two things on consistency and how you could utilize consistency to your benefit. Once again, this is AJIBOLA from the Productivity Mindset Show, and if you actually liked what you heard and you would love to hear more content, please click on the notification button is it notification button? Click on the subscribe button
and
wait for awesome content. Thank you for listening and bye for now.